And was he rectifying that in reference to the community service, seeing that he had done, in his eyes, half of it?
Well, that came out after his incarceration. He told me,
Okay.
his mom, I checked with my supervisor and we were not able to assist him.
Okay, it was just, they just didn't accept their community service hours, wherever he did it.
Yes,
Okay. But he told you about it, right?
he did.
Um. And he talked to you at length, and I think it's in your.
A handcuffed 19-year-old with 1 foot already toward a TDC bus stood before Judge Wortham in Jefferson County, Texas, on a motion to revoke probation tied to a 2018 deadly conduct charge, and in his back seat, officers had found 2 military-style pistols and a loaded revolver.
Okay, we're on the record in cause numbers 23 DCCR 0492 and 0493. Sir, are you Desarian Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Adams is here with Mr. Burbank. Mr. Nichols is present. We're here on a hearing with regard to motion to revoke probations in each of these cases. I see we have, I know the officers here. Are there other witnesses present? Do you anticipate other witnesses?
I don't anticipate no other witnesses, Your Honor.
We might have, they haven't shown up, but if they haven't shown up yet, Judge.
Okay, so I just want to make sure if either of you want to invoke the rule, if anybody's here in the courtroom that you anticipate testifying. If not, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'll have the probation officer probably if he doesn't call.
Sure.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. Right. Give me
Just
just,
call her.
That's fine.
give me a second to do this. All right, so Mr. Adams was placed on probation January 29th of 2018.
Before this hearing was over, the judge would say 9 words to him that this defendant will never forget. But first, you need to understand exactly how he got here, because the path to this courtroom is where the real story lies. Desarian Adams was on deferred probation for deadly conduct, discharging a firearm, a case where he was riding in his mother's car during an actual shootout that left 2 people hit. He'd done everything right since.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Evans. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Give the court for your full name, please.
Joanna Joseph?
And you work as a probation officer for Jefferson County.
Yes, sir.
And can you tell me how long you've been doing that?
It'll be 8 years, September 26th of this year.
And have you always monitored Desarian Adams?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize him in the
Yes,
courtroom today? Is that him sitting right here?
Yes, sir.
And you're familiar with him and his case and his what he's done on probation.
Yes, sir.
And when he initially was on probation, was he sent to a program known as ISF?
Yes, sir.
And what is the purpose of ISF? It's a multi-track program. Which track did he go?
Mr. Adams completed the cognitive treatment track. So it's to address thinking errors and cognitive, like to thinking errors, to get him or to get those in the mind of thinking about consequences of actions.
Because
And
18, 19, 20-year-old men don't have fully formed brains, do they? We know this from being parents and where we work. And the cognitive track is to help them with that decision making, understand there are consequences. And
yes,
try to think out before you act.
yes, sir.
Okay. And he was
Clean reports, clean drug tests, walked to probation visits in the rain because he felt he owed it.
2025. Had he had any real problems on probation?
Mr. Adams has not given me any problems.
He reports.
He reports as
That's
directed,
clean, right?
and his urine analysis are negative.
Does he have any problem with community service?
What? Yes, he has not satisfied the CSR condition.
But it's not a major violation.
No, it's not. He did perform some community service for a group that Jefferson County CSCD does not. We are not in contract with them, so that what he did does not count.
So he did community service, just not through really an authorized provider. Is that right? Okay. Part of probation is not to hang around people who are committing crimes or doing drugs or acting up. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And riding around in the car at night smoking marijuana would qualify as hanging around disreputable people. Is
It
that correct?
does.
Okay.
His probation officer testified she'd never had a problem with him. He was even accepted, free of charge, into a CDL training program to build a legitimate career.
Asked Judge West to allow him to get the CDL, and it was a chance that it may have been out of Jefferson County because that CDL would have been free. And so I felt confident to ask Judge West to allow that for him. But that's what we were working on at that time, just to guide him into a career so that he could pay his fees and move on with his life.
Here's the bomb drop on December 6, 2025, after curfew, at a party he never should have attended. Two friends, Jordan Collins and Lyndon Lasowl, got too high to drive.
Why not?
The reason I didn't do it is because typically when we do traffic stops, we have to call out on the license plate before we turn on the lights. And I was waiting for my Exxon license plate reader to catch the plate so I can, typically what I do is when it catches it, I copy and paste, run it, and then I call out on it. That way I get all the viable information in case it runs.
Okay. And so when you did finally hit your flashing lights, did that Buick pull over immediately?
No, sir.
Did you do anything else to get its attention?
Yes, sir.
What did you do?
I blew my air horn multiple times and used my spotlight on the driver's side mirror to catch his attention if the lights didn't catch him.
And did that Buick keep going?
Yes, sir.
Or do you remember how many blocks?
It's about approximately 2 to 3 blocks.
Okay.
Adams agreed to drive Collins's Buick. He didn't know, or claims he didn't know, that the back seat held 2 mini Dracos, AK-47 pattern pistols chambered in rifle rounds.
States, what I've marked as States Exhibit 5 is a handgun, a revolver. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And this particular model is what?
May I look at that?
Certainly. Do you have it? And again, do you see your name? Did you tag and place this in evidence?
Yes, sir, I
If you
did.
can take it from me.
This one is the Taurus model Judge.
And it's chambered to shoot both 45 caliber rounds and 410 shotgun shells. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was this weapon loaded with 410 shotgun shells the night it was recovered?
Yes, sir, it was.
And a Taurus revolver loaded with 410 shotgun shells.
Behind the driver, yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, sir.
Officer, I'm going to show you first. Well, do you recall what types of firearms were inside the Buick?
Yes, sir.
What were they?
Taurus revolver and then 2 mini Dracos.
What is a mini Draco?
It is like an AK-47, but without the stock, converted into a pistol, almost like a pistol, but chambered in rifle rounds.
And where did it finally pull over?
It finally pulled over to a private residence in Lufkin and East Lucas.
Okay. And when it stopped, did you pull in?
Yes, sir. Behind it.
And how was that vehicle occupied?
It was occupied _3.
Somebody was driving,
Yes, sir.
and there was 2 passengers.
Yes, sir.
Now, when you pulled up, did they stay in the car, or were they getting out?
They immediately got out.
Did you detain them?
Yes, sir.
And did you notice anything unusual when you first encountered these 3?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
On a normal, I guess, for lack of better words, normal traffic stop, it is common for occupants to stay inside the vehicle. If occupants get outside the vehicle, it signifies that there's something in the vehicle in there that they don't want us to see. And when they walked up to me, and even then when they opened the doors, I can smell the distinctive smell of burnt marijuana.
And you're trained to recognize.
When Officer Adrian Ramirez tried to pull the Buick over, it took 2 to 3 blocks, an air horn, and a spotlight before it stopped. That delay became the prosecution's entire theory. He was giving his passengers time to hide weapons.
Unlawfully carrying a weapon usually needs some other criminal activity to go along with it. Is the fleeing the police officer the additional criminal activity that was taking place while Mr. Adams had those guns in his car, or in the car he was driving.
Yes, sir.
Did it appear to you, based on what you've seen and in that video, that an attempt was made to conceal those weapons by putting jackets on top of it?
Yes, sir.
And they were found under.
The officer testified he smelled burnt marijuana the moment the doors opened. All 3 occupants got out immediately. Itself a red flag since occupants who stay inside usually have nothing to hide.
You correct?
Yes, sir.
How long or before you saw the first left-hand turn did you get behind that vehicle?
I don't recall.
Well, let's give an estimate. When did you first pick the vehicle up or got behind the vehicle?
It must have been somewhere in Galveston, or
Do you know how many blocks before you saw him make the turn? Was it for a couple of blocks?
are you referring to when I first saw him?
Yeah.
It might have been a couple blocks.
Huh?
It might have been a couple blocks.
Okay,
I
so
don't
you were
remember.
following them a couple of blocks before you saw them not signal, I guess, at the proper distance, correct?
Yes, sir.
They did signal
Yes,
before
sir.
that, when we see it on the video. They did signal before that turn, right?
Yes, sir.
And you followed them a couple of blocks before that, right?
Yes, sir.
Why were you following them?
Well, it was my intention to initiate a traffic stop.
No, but prior to it though, why were you following them? Because you
Oh.
were following them a couple of blocks before you saw them not supposedly
Yes, sir.
making the proper.
So the reason I was following them was that late at night. There's not many vehicles out driving, and I look for traffic stops to make.
And here's your reframe, the detail every viewer needs to actually understand this case. Say, under Texas law, unlawfully carrying a weapon as a probationer typically requires some accompanying criminal activity to elevate it. The fleeing, those 2 to 3 blocks of delay, became that exact hook. Without the delay, this might have been a different conversation entirely. Now for the moment that makes this case unforgettable. On cross-examination, defense attorney Burbank walked Officer Ramirez through the body cam footage second by second, forcing an admission that the second turn the Buick made was properly signaled, that the occupants never tried to flee on foot, that they returned to the officer's car when instructed, and that they fully cooperated.
No, sir.
You've never had anybody run on you?
No, sir. Usually they.
Okay, well, no, stop it then. You're lucky. But they stopped at a location, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and they got out. They didn't run, did they?
No, sir.
They came back to the car where you were standing, correct?
After being instructed to, yes, sir.
Okay, they listened to your instructions, officer, didn't they?
Yes,
And they were cooperative, right? They didn't resist you.
yes, sir.
I mean, the video's the video, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so they were cooperative. They listened to you. They didn't resist, correct?
Yes, sir.
Adams himself testified under oath that the guns weren't his, that he never touched them, and that his clean drug test backed up his claim he hadn't been smoking.
All right, Mr. Burbank, any witnesses?
Call Mr. Adams.
Sure. Mr. Adams, best you can before you sit down, raise your right hand the best you can. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Have a seat. Go ahead.
Police court.
Yes, sir.
Then came the punchline. Collins and Lasowl had supposedly signed affidavits at defense counsel's office claiming ownership of the guns, but neither man showed up to testify.
I have to put myself first.
Well, they're putting themselves first, aren't they?
Yes,
They're not your friends if they're not coming here to tell the truth, are they?
yes, sir.
Probation officers.
The judge said it herself, looking directly at the defendant. I think they're cowards for not showing up today. I do think that those were their guns, I have no doubt. But doesn't matter. You're here, they're not.
Character. It's being around the other people that if it's true and you're saying I was at the wrong place, wrong time, I think these 2 kids completely took advantage of you that night. And I think they're cowards for not showing up today, because I do think that those were their guns. I have no doubt, but doesn't matter. You're here. They're not. Does that, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Anything?
That's the systemic validation moment this audience lives for. The people who actually owned the illegal weapons walked free and didn't even bother to back up their own paperwork, while the one person who cooperated with police the entire night faced 10 years. The judge found the allegations true: fleeing, unlawful carrying, associating with disreputable company. Under Texas revocation procedure, a true finding gives the judge full discretion: prison time up to the original range, or continued probation with new conditions. Both attorneys conceded this was a coin flip case.
With regard to the allegations, I am going to find. So Mr. Adams previously pled true to 4, 6, and 8. Count 1, which is the allegation of fleeing a police officer, I'm going to find that true. Count 2 is the allegation of unlawful carrying a weapon. I'm going to find that true. Count 3, failing to avoid persons or places of disreputable or harmful character. Find that true. With regard to community service, I'm not worried about that at this point. We'll discuss that if I need to. Count 7 really is the same as count 2, that he was in possession of firearm. So I'm going to find that true as well. Mr. Burbank, you may proceed with argument.
The prosecutor called it an arsenal and noted Adams was on probation for a shootout to begin with. The defense pointed to a spotless record, an accepted CDL slot, and a probation officer publicly vouching for him in court. Rare and worth noting, because POs do not typically go to bat this hard for someone the state wants revoked.
Judge, I could sit here and make an argument either way, very strongly either way. I'm looking at an arsenal over here and as a very much on one side of Second Amendment issues, I will acknowledge those are military rounds, guns. That's AK-47s are made for shooting people. And at the same time, he's on probation for being involved in a shootout with over 50 rounds fired and 2 people got hit. But I also saw the same video you did and looking at the same stuff you are. I don't know how the court's going to make. There's not an easy decision for the court to make here. In most other respects, he's been a perfect probationer. I'll concede that. But he's riding around on a Saturday night after curfew with guns in the car with 2 other knuckleheads who, at least by their admission, they were smoking dope. And if they were just so messed up they needed him to drive, he shouldn't have been out in the first place. He's had people in his corner every step of the way. His original PSI, the detective involved, pointed out that he was cooperative and polite, and he thought probation was appropriate. His mother brought him into the police and essentially turned him in because she knew when that shootout happened that he shouldn't have been part of. Miss Joseph is in his corner as strongly as she's ever been for anybody. And he's got everything going his way, but here we are. And so either he's a master manipulator or he made a real bad decision and got caught. I just can't ignore the arsenal that's in the back seat while they're driving around on Saturday night. And their destination is what Beaumont police characterize as a known problem house. I love throwing back on people when they say I'm hanging out with the wrong crowd, that they're the wrong crowd. I don't know that in this situation.
Then the line, Judge Wortham told him directly, "Don't make me regret this."
Or I can revoke you, give you some time, and you'll be done. But you'll have the convictions. How bad do you not want to have felony convictions?
I don't want any felony convictions at all. I don't do anything to not have any.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. Don't make me regret this. Because if you do, we're not going to be talking about some cap of anything or 2 or 3 years. Don't make me regret this. Okay? I see what they see, but we're not coming back in here on anything else, period. All right? Not even a missed appointment. All right? So I'm going to find again that you entered your pleas of.
We're not coming back in here on anything else. Period. She continued him on probation but extended it 5 additional years on each case, ordered him back into cognitive treatment, slapped on a GPS monitor and full house arrest, and barred contact with Collins and Lasowl entirely. Here's what this case actually teaches you about how the system works. True, finding on a motion to revoke is not an automatic prison sentence. It's a green light for the judge to do almost anything, and that discretion can swing entirely on cooperation, demeanor, and who shows up to court. The 2 men who likely owned those guns walked away with 0 consequences because they simply didn't appear. If you ever find yourself anywhere near a probation hearing, as a defendant, a witness, or family member, understand this: showing up isn't optional, it's the entire game. The system didn't reward innocence here. It rewarded the only person who stayed in the room.